Hello, College Bound. My name is Pat Meyer, and today I'm going to talk to you about selecting the right college for you. Over here, I've listed the criteria for determining where to apply. I've come up with 11 categories that I'm going to rank for an example, and it will help us narrow down which type of school will be the best fit for me. First criteria I'm going to talk about is public versus private. It's a good idea to talk about this in terms of cost, but public schools versus private schools, public schools tend to be a little bit larger in a generalization, and they also tend to be a little bit cheaper. The student-teacher ratio, do you want to go to a big school, a small school? Do you want individualized and more personalized attention? And that's a factor to consider. Also, I'm going to talk about degrees offered. Do you know what you want to do? Certain degrees are harder to find at universities, like architecture. Not every school offers that, but English, that's going to be available at almost every single school you apply to. The social scene, do you want to be located in an urban environment or a rural environment? Do you want to have a place with a thriving Greek life scene or college sports any importance to you at all? Diversity, do you want to go somewhere with students that come from many backgrounds and offer a more complex, diverse student environment to learn from? That's a factor to consider as well. The proximity to St. Louis, how far would you like to be from home? Do you want to be an hour from home? Do you want to stay in St. Louis? We have several universities here that we can talk about and apply to. Or would you maybe like to go out of state and go to a new place for the first time? Job placement of graduates. It's going to be real important to go somewhere that has a strong history and record of putting their graduates in good jobs once they leave school. After all, college is expensive, it's an investment, and you want to make sure it's going to pay off for you. Financial aid packages. The goal of every student is to minimize the cost regardless of what school they go to. And some schools offer more financial aid than others. In general, private schools are going to offer larger financial aid packages when compared to public schools, but also keep in mind the cost of a private school is more. The prestige and reputation of a university. How important is it to you that your school is nationally known? Do you mind when you tell people where you went but they haven't heard of it? That's another factor to continue. The safety. It's important to go somewhere where you feel like you can thrive and learn and be comfortable. You're not going to learn much if you feel uncomfortable. And campus resources. Do you need somewhere with lots of computer labs and guaranteed Wi-Fi? That's something to consider again when you're going somewhere. You're going to need resources to help you succeed regardless of what college you go to. So I'm going to use myself as an example, and I'm just going to rank them 1 through 11, and then we'll see maybe what type of school I should apply to when I'm done. The first one I'm going to say is I'm going to choose a public school because it's cheaper. I've been in private schools my whole life when I went to high school, so I'd like to go to a public environment that is new to me, so that's where I'm going to choose. Second one I'm going to choose is financial aid. I want to make sure I can go somewhere that's going to give me some money, that's going to help me reduce my costs. That's important. The third one I'm going to choose is I'm going to choose proximity to St. Louis. I'd actually like to go out of state. I'd like to go somewhere new. I'd like to go a little bit further from home and learn in a new environment. The fourth one I'm going to go to is the safety. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be comfortable. The last thing I want to worry about is my personal safety. I want to worry about papers and deadlines and school-related stuff, not personal safety problems. The fifth one I'm going to go to is degrees offered. I want to go somewhere that has complex and a large variety of degree plans because I really don't know what I want to do. The sixth one I'm going to go to is the job placement. I want to go to a school that's got a history of placing their graduates in competitive fields with students from all over the country. The seventh one I'm going to go to is the social scene. I want to go somewhere in a college town to be in a small new environment. The eighth one I'm going to place on here is diversity. I want to learn from different types of people that come from all over the world. The ninth one I'm going to put up here is prestige. I'm okay if people haven't heard where I went to school. I don't mind telling them about how great my school is. The 10th one that's important to me is campus resources. Most schools will have Wi-Fi, have computer labs, some might be better than others, but for the most part they'll give me the tools to succeed, so it's not going to be the biggest determinant in deciding where I need to go. And the last one, student-teacher ratio. I'm okay with large classes. I don't need the personalized individual attention that others might require. So this is how I ranked them. It's going to vary for each student, and everybody's going to have a different set of numbers. But based on how I ranked them, a large public state university is probably good for me. So I should probably look at a school like Mizzou or Kansas or even Oklahoma State. Now that we've decided where I should apply, we're going to say how I should go about the process of applying. So I'm going to put a disclaimer on here that's going to be true for the rest of your life, regardless of what you apply for. It's apply early. Get punctual, get on the ball. The sooner you start, the better. The first one that you should do is prepare your resume. Some schools will require it, some schools won't. It depends, but it will never hurt to have it. It also doesn't hurt to submit because it personalizes your application more, lets the committee know a little bit more about you, and that can never hurt you. Second one is identify your candidates for letters of recommendation. You might need them for your application process. If you don't, you'll definitely need them for financial aid, and it won't hurt. Make sure you find teachers that have strong things to say about you as a student and as your character. The third one, applications are online. If you apply online, many schools will waive the fee. It will also be quicker and more efficient in terms of applying. There will be less stress on you in terms of having to go to the post office and mailing all of it out. But research your deadlines. Research what your schools say and when you should apply. Some schools are rolling admissions, others have an actual date you must apply. And the fourth one, meet those deadlines. Most importantly, the financial aid. Make sure you apply to the school before the financial aid deadline so you can be considered for the maximum amount of money possible. That's how you should go about determining where to go and how to apply to that school that you belong at. Thanks for your time.